Hello everyone. Today I'll be taking you through the process of writing a song along with me. One thing I love on YouTube is to find videos of composers that talk about their music, and I find it to be wonderfully fascinating. But I haven't found as much content of people writing songs. So I wanted to try and record the process and my thoughts as I go through this. You'll have to forgive me if some of the ideas are a little bit rambly. I'm just going to be talking as I think through these thoughts myself. So I want to write some more background music for the Music Theory Foundations, and I thought I would try and write a waltz today. I know that I want it to be lighthearted. I want it to be kind of upbeat. The first song that I do in my Music Theory Foundations videos ends on a B7 or B flat 7 chord, so it sets up really nicely to have the next song be an E flat major. So that's why I chose this key. I think the first thing that we're going to do is write a drum part and maybe figure out some basic chords to see what's going to work best in this song. I'll check back in after I do that. So I'm back with a new intro now. I stayed in E flat major. I changed out the electric bass for an upright bass to provide a more soft sound. And I'm basically just staying on E flat major until this very end where I do a 5-to-1 walk up back to E flat major. So I'll let it play so you can hear what it sounds like right now. Right at the very end, we have just the start of the melody, and I use this F sharp that provides a little bit of a kind of fun sound to it. The chromatics can make music sound a little bit more lighthearted, so I think that that's a good direction to go. So I'm going to continue writing some melody and see where it takes me. So I'm back again with another update. I'll let it play first and then I'll talk through it. So here's what I have so far. So I'm adding more to the melody. Like I said, I started with this kind of chromatic walk-up, and I'm starting on the and of 2 and walking into beat 1. So I kept that rhythmic pattern here into the next set of melody, just to have some logical consistency. And then we get this big leap, which is super exciting and big to hear, and it changes up our rhythm, changes up our melody. And I think I'm going to walk back down to the tonic here, and this will be sort of the end of the A section, or the first idea of this song. So I'll finish that and then come back. Alright, I finished up the melody for this first A section. I'll let it play all the way through again and talk about it. So if I look at just the melody for a second, I'm looking at building on and creating and sustaining certain ideas. I already talked about using the same melodic fragment, da-da-da-da, rhythmically. You'll notice that I end the phrase the same way, using that rhythm as sort of a callback to the beginning, and to get your ears comfortable with remembering that that's home. I also have this octave jump here that I do again right here, and one more time right here. All of these things help the melody to sound sort of like logically consistent throughout the thing. Now, I haven't talked about the chords much. Basically, what I'm doing is I've got... Here, let me start where the melody comes in. I've got E flat major for 2 measures, and then F minor for 2 measures, then E flat 7, which takes me to A flat, which is my 4 chord. So I'm going 1, 2, 1, but turning it into a dominant 7, which takes me to my 4 chord. And now that provides just a little bit of motion, but it still keeps me within a happy kind of tone and whimsical and lighthearted. This D flat is used because I'm doing temporary tonicization, where I'm kind of functioning in the key of A flat, which would normally have a 4th flat, in this case, D flat. So when I play this run, it all sounds like part of A flat major. Let me play it again with the D natural so you can hear the difference. It sounds still fine, but it's a little bit too bright, too out of key. This one particular D natural note sticks out a little bit too much for my liking, so I put the flat on it to make it sound exactly the way I'd like it to. I think what I'll do next is have some drums kind of stick out a little bit and maybe do some kind of stop time with the other voices, just kind of playing chords every now and again. I'll come back. I did a similar section to this in the background music that I use for the Music Theory Foundations currently, where I just have the drums playing in the background and then some simple high chords. So I'll let that play now so you can hear what it sounds like. For the most part, I'm doing sixths. So this is B flat and this is G. And then this is a fifth, but all the rest of the notes are sixth. I find sixth to be a very warm and open sounding interval. So for these quieter sections, I love just playing sixths in the backgrounds. I think that they work really, really well. It's also important as a reminder for me to remember that this is background music. So it's okay to have these moments that are really, really sparse and nothing much is happening in them. As I'm crafting a video, I'll be talking over this, and so nobody's really going to be listening to this. So it's more important that I kind of take up time and have something that sounds nice in the background, but isn't too ear-catching and takes away from trying to listen to what I'm saying in the video. I actually wonder if maybe the first section of the song is a little bit too busy, but I'm kind of happy with it, so I might just leave it the way it is. And I think that's the finished product for now. I'll probably put a little bit nicer loop on the end of it just to make it easier to listen to and play in the background of a song, but I think that's what I've got for you today. I would love to talk about process, or if you've got any questions about how maybe I chose some of the notes or some of the chords. This is pretty bare bones to start, but I think it's a good place for me to figure out exactly what I want to do, and I'd love to know your ideas on how I could better show you my process, and I'd love to talk about how that goes for you and how it maybe compares and contrasts to how I write music versus how you write music. As always, if you have any questions, please do leave them in the comments below. I look forward to working with you to build your skills from the ground up.